Okay, came on up here to this other mine site here, and you've got a lake down there. It's frozen. And it is probably about 24 degrees right now up here. But we're just looking at some of these, at this new coal mine site we're exploring, and we're about halfway up the ridge here. And this looks like it used to be an old logging road or some kind of service road right here. But there were a couple of drift mines, according to the maps, that were way up there. Mr. Box has located one of them. And right below where he's standing there is the remains of a small stacked rock wall where it has it's a telltale of where they had a little self-acting tipple for the mine cars. This is pretty far up here, and I think there's another one right up there. These are, I think, some of the highest drift mines in this area we're checking out. So they had about 3 different coal seams they were working here. So obviously these were the upper coal seams. But anyway, we're going to take a look around here a little bit and then start making our way over in this direction towards another series of coal mines and remains of some coke oven batteries. So, all right. Okay, so that right there is the tramway bed. This is an upper tramway bed from that drift mine we were looking at. So instead of going all the way down there towards that lake and making our way around the bottom of the ridgeline, we're going to try to stay up top here, and we'll eventually, the angle of the ridgeline will start turning to the left, but we're going to try to stay along this upper tramway bed and just see what we can see if there's anything up here that might be of interest in the way of mines. But coke ovens, drift mines will be, they're probably about maybe a quarter to a half mile away. So we'll just see what we can find on this little hike right here. And up here along this big ridge. So, like I said, a lot more deer trails. And once again, not one sign of any deer. I guess it's become, kind of a curiosity thing why we're not running any deers anymore where we used to. So, all right, and we'll just keep going straight ahead. Okay, so we just came from that direction along the ridge line, dropping into this holler here. Mr. Box is way up top. It's pretty steep on either side right here. And we were this is just kind of curiosity, just to see if there might be any remains of any coal drift mines up in this draw of this holler. If not, we're going to get back on our regular course, head back down the holler here, and go to the mines we came to see. This is just kind of spur of the minute thing to see what we can do. Oh. There's always a good telltale that you're on the right track. Nice chunk of coal right there. If we haven't seen anything at this point, we may not. Let me take a look at the map again. Anyway, we might go ahead and turn around. Let me check the map here and see if we need to go any further. Okay, so checking the maps, and we don't assume there's any more coal drift mines up here. Might have been at one time, but just washed away. So we're going to head back down the draw and go back to our midway point of where we were going to go anyway. All right. So we'll clear all this and start heading for what we came to see. Okay, after we circumvented the pine forest here, we're going to be heading up in this direction towards the coke ovens and some of the mine sites. And this is the creek right here in wintertime, right here. Pretty picturesque, but a little bit easier to navigate near the creek than going through all that, you know, privet just never dies, even in the wintertime. So we'll cut this off, and we got to get through all this junk. Somewhere up through there. Okay, so we're coming into I think coke ovens. Got the creek right there, and this is one of the support walls. But we have seen more than our fair share of these, and this is a destroyed, probably a couple 100-gallon moonshine vat right here. Something tells me the moonshiners had the still in the coke ovens. I bet they did. Somebody found out about it. So, all right. So we're going to make our way down this way. I think this is where the coke ovens are, hopefully. Okay. Well, a little bit short of the coke ovens here, so we'll still keep heading in this direction. I was thinking they'd already be in sight, but anyway, this battery of coke ovens here goes back to the 1880s. So these were some early coke ovens. And then there was a later style of coke ovens that are supposed to be up here, hoping to find. So anyway, all right. Okay, that right there, we noticed that is a section of old tramway rail, minecart tramway rail. That could go back as early as the early 1880s. Just stuck right here. See, we're near the creek, and the rail bed is directly across the creek. They had a series of coke ovens over there, and there's a trestle remains way up the creek. So this was a spur line right here coming in for these coke ovens and the drift mines. So we're just going to keep heading this way. Okay, Mr. Box was able to locate this, and got a really old section of rail right here that this was the rail bed right here, and you can just see the ground is eroded away, and it just took the ground out underneath the rail line and left this intact section This rail section goes back probably the early 1900s. And of course, I don't know, it could be 1890s. I mean, I'm no rail expert. So, but all that right there, all that black, that's coke, coke breeze, coke remains. But yeah, you don't get to see that every day. Hanging out in space, still together, intact section of rail. Just thought I'd get a little more up close view of the rail section. Like I said, you don't see that every day, hanging out in space. And right here, this is where the bolts are. Well, no, it's not where the bolts are. They're further down there where it's joined up. Oh, yeah. Here's where the rail plate was. If I can hold on. Right there. You can see where the rails were joined up right there. That is one old section of rail right there. Look at that. The tree's actually grown into it. Okay, so just a little quick video. Yeah, Mr. Box pointed out that's where the plate is. Joins up the rails, and somewhere way down there are probably remains of the cross ties swept down into the creek. But you don't get to see that every day. Hanging out in air, space. So, okay, well, the coke ovens will be nearby. There we go. Okay, this is that rail section. One hanging out in space. That was part of the rail line for the coke ovens right here. So, these are the only one of its kind Thomas style coke ovens. And you can see the remains up there. A lot of trees have fallen over on them. But this was the stone retaining wall right here. So there's about maybe 70 of these coke ovens, along with about 150 beehive style coke ovens, which were, some of them were located across the creek and the other ones were located further down. But these are, I think they installed these maybe 1905, 1910. And you can actually see for support right there, that's a piece of rail they use for stability for the stone wall. And there's a couple of more rail sections right there. But so they'll go down this way. And right here is where the rail line was, and you had the open rail cars to receive the coke. And once they got the coke out of the coke ovens, it'd be transported to this mine's blast furnace, located a fair piece away. So, all right, very historic.
Pretty damn cool.
So up here on top of the coke ovens here, Mr. Box is coming up. And there's not very many left. There were about 65 when they were in operation. But this is the remains of, they had two different, they had two different holes where a beehive style coke oven only had one where the coal would be dropped down. So this is one. There's another one right there. And there's some more. I don't know how many are left that you can actually go into. So, but anyway, really interesting piece of history right here. One of the things that's always interesting is Birmingham District had so many different brick manufacturers. So this one right here was XX Southern brick. Seems to be that's what all of them are. So I may have to do a little research on that, find out a little bit more about that brick manufacturer right there. Okay, just take a quick look inside here. Kind of chilly. See if I can drop down in there. Okay, here we go. You can see how cold it is. Got the icicles hanging down. You can see they never really stopped these things. Kept them going all the time. But let's look out. A lot of coke. There's another one of those bricks, XX Southern. Have to do another picture of that, do some research on that. That is looking up right there. Yeah, if I remember right, wasn't two, there were three of these ports right here. Now that says Excelsior. I've seen those before. Excelsior bricks. So evidently they had several types of bricks or from brick manufacturers here in the district. So that's looking up. Only coke ovens of its kind in this area. Thomas style coke ovens, named after the inventor. So anyway, very good piece of history here for coal mining. All right, and we'll get out of here and take a break for a few minutes, and we'll start heading for the mines. Okay, so had to do a little climbing to get up to this big tramway bed right here, and way down below in this direction right here is where they would have had the mine tipple. So this steep terrain, man. of course, fallen trees, man. The bane of exploring in the woods, man. All right, well, let me clear this. Mr. Box is up ahead doing point. Okay, this is further down the tramway line, and this was first drift mine right here. And you can see it's completely sealed up right here. Yeah, this is the first one. It's a drift, and it's completely sealed. The other one is just over here, but this is a big one. But you know, what's happened is all that rain, this has just made a natural channel over the decades to just seal it up. But anyway, at least we found it. So the big one, even bigger than this, should be further down there. It's, we're leaving ahead of the other mine, but you know, it very well could be when this tree fell, it could have taken that mine opening out. I mean, just look how big that tree is. I mean, who knows how many tons that tree weighs, that pine tree. But anyway, Mr. Box, I think, located the other mine right here, and this was the biggest mine. It had a huge tipple. It had what was called endless rope haulage, where the mine carts, they came out, they stayed on a continuous rope line. So, man, a lot of trees down, tornadoes, high winds. I mean, look at that. Wow. Only a few places I've been where I've seen this many trees that are down. So, yeah, we'll come up to it in just a second. Okay. Wow, a lot of trees. Okay, here's your tramway bed, your upper one. And this huge entrance right here was the big slope mine. And the tipple was way out up over here. So it was massive, massive coal mine. And this mine right here for the slope starts going back in the late 1880s, early 1890s. So Mr. Box is doing a little wrecking order up there. I don't think he's going to find an opening, but big coal slope mine right here, going at the bottom of this super high ridge. The ridge is about a good 800 feet high. Tramway bed continues on. They actually had a trestle right here that actually crossed over the haulage way slope right here. Well, we've got the creek down below here, and we were hoping maybe there might be some foundation remains, but you know, highly doubtful. But anyway, I got a picture too of this mine when it was in operation. It's just nothing looks like the picture, but this is where it was taken. And man, that is thick black dirt from the coal. So mine entrance was right there. And you can see that's exposed rock up there. I mean, it must have just been a huge mine opening. But anyway, we're gonna head up over here. There could be an air shaft up here, but we're also gonna check out a couple of more mine sites further down before we wind it up for the day. We're already here, might as well. Okay, so we left the big mine, and Mr. Box, bless his heart, has gone up that steep incline just to check and make sure that's not a... Okay, he's just checking to make sure that's not an air shaft opening, because the reports are that this mine had an air shaft parallel to the opening. So he's called no joy on that. So we're going to be making a way further down this way. There's 2 more mines we're going to check out. All right. I mean, he's almost at a 45-degree angle. That's how steep this ridge is. Man, it even gets at a steeper angle just above him. Wow. Whew. All right. Okay, we just came down from that direction right there, and checking out. This is actually a slope mine, and it was a big one. And Mr. Box is checking out. It's the sister mine to this one is just over here. So let's see. How's it look?
Not big enough to get in.
This was a pretty deep one.
Almost.
Huh. Well, if you got access into that one, there's no telling where you could go. Huh.
Maybe shine a light in there.
Absolutely. So there's 3 more of these mines we're going to check out. Okay, so this is the next big one that we're looking at right here. Now, we thought it was the slope mine, but in actuality, it could be a drift mine because you see the rock wall right here. Entrance was straight ahead, but it's a huge outcrop right there, cut out. So, all right, well, we got one more to check out, and just right down here along this tramway bed, and it connects all the mines right here. So, all right. Okay, so following the creek, and this is the last in the series in this mine site, and this was a drift right here. You can see a very nice stacked rock wall right here. Just a signature they always had. But Mr. Box, I think is that an opening?
It's an opening, but it's not big enough.
I got you. Well, this is where the opening was, right here. Still in place after 130 something years. It's amazing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd have to do some digging on that one.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it would take much.
No. All right, well, man, we've covered some ground. Check all this out. Anyway, it's neat to finally see all this stuff. That's the way it is with a lot of these old coal mines. There's 100 you can check that are closed, collapsed, and then on that last one, it'll just be wide open. So, all right, well, we'll start making way on out of here in a few minutes. It's a high ridge line, straight up. Okay, so we decided to come a little bit further down since we're already this far down in the woods along the creek. And this wasn't even showing up on the maps. We just said, hey, the heck with it, because the tramway line is still going. So we've kind of gone off our old maps. So Mr. Box says this one's open.
Might be a belly crawl for
What the heck, man?
us. I know.
Are you kidding me?
This hole seemed like this as well.
Wow. I can't believe this. Last one we come to. What's it look like? Well, I mean, man, that's just straight up solid.
Looks like just an add-in. Doesn't look like it goes anywhere.
Wow. You think this is a... It's hard to say. I mean, this looks like a...
No, you can see where they use their picks and shovels in here.
Okay, well, I'll drop down there in a minute and check it out. Okay, well, I guess we're glad we walked a little further.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, we're a long way down. All right, so this kind of looks like what Mr. Box said, a little added in here. It's very unusual, unless that collapse right there is where the haulage way was. But you can see the icicles and everything. But yeah, there's the coal seam. Probably about 36 inches right there. Huh. Yeah. Strange. Okay, well, that's most unusual. It almost looks like an exploratory drift. But, it could be the haulage way is where that's caved in at. And it just looks like it stops. So, all right. Well, here's the coal seam. All right, well, neat little find nonetheless. Okay, we're gonna leave this unusual mine site right here, and that's what it is. It's unusual. And we're gonna proceed to parallel the creek here. I mean, because this is the remains of a tramway bed right here. Minecart, rail line. I don't know, man. There might be some more mines down here we're just not aware of. But you can definitely tell this was all hand cut back in late 1880s, early 1890s. And we'll just walk down here a little ways more, and we'll see what it is. I mean, we may just go as far as that, maybe 100 yards or more, and turn around because we got to walk all the way back. So that's a long walk. Okay, we're coming around the far side of the ridge right here. Back side of beyond, man. This right here was a continuation. It's got a lot of washout there of the tramway bed, the same one we were on. And it came around here to this mine right here, and this was the backside of the mines that we saw on the front end. So Could be an opening up there. But these drifts go back to the 1890s. All underneath this high, long ridge line, it's just honeycombed with mines, coal mines that is. So I'll go up there and take a quick look down. But this was the last one we're going to check out before heading on back. I think Mr. Box said we had walked 3.5 miles in the woods one way. So got a little time to make our way out of here. Okay, so Mr. Box is coming along here. So this is the last of the mines we're checking out here on this sequence of mines. This would be the backside mine, drift mine entrance. And it's open down there. I'm not sure if that's got water in it or not. But you can tell the opening was here. And there was the subsidence behind the opening. So just have to see what it looks like. It could just be completely covered with water. So just not sure, but we'll check it out. Anyway, interesting, you know, just your natural looking coal drift mine right here. 1890s. Mr. Box has joined me. And like I said, this was the last one of the mines we're checking out. He's been working to clear that out. And he's got, there's a lot of warm air coming out. So we just, he's going to try to get on down in there. He's cleared it.
I mean, I cleared a little bit. I mean, it's still going to be very tight. Getting out is going to be the issue.
Well, I've got the ropes. Center plus I can pull you if I need to. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing that one.
Give me 1 second.
All right. He has wiggled his way down in there. He said you can stand up. He's just checking to make sure just how far he can go because, you know, traditional, these drift mines, you can go back and they can be flooded. Since we're at the bottom of this high ridge line, that would not be uncommon right here. So anyway, I'll just wait for him to give me a report. But these are very historic mines. Some of the mines go back to the late 1870s. In this sequence we were searching, we were exploring. So they were opened up in different years, late 1870s, 1880s, 1890s, even the early 1900s. So just wait for him to give me a report back and see what it looks like. Okay, well, I took a picture and then filmed Mr. Box coming out with his phone, and that's what he looks like coming out. He looks like Escape from Alcatraz or the Shawshank Redemption.
For sure.
Oh, I don't know how in the world he just contorted himself to get out of that, but he can do it. All right, we're going to wind this up here and start making our way back through the woods. We may go up top instead of heading back along the creek and those high banks. Even though it's a climb up there, it's an easier way to get back. So, good trip. We decided to climb up the ridge because there was an old service road up there. And, wow, that's big. So we've got to make our way down this steep ridge right here. We just figured it would be better than going through all that stuff we went through, and to slowly make our way back to get back to our vehicle. So, all right. And we may go see one more mine site that's in the area after this, but that is about a good 45-degree down angle right there. Wow. And you got some of the outcrops right here going along. So, anyway, all right. So far, excellent trip. Yes. feel myself sliding down. Oh. Well, glad there was a ledge there. Yeah, man. All these leaves. Good night. Oh, man. Well, you got down, man. I may be having to join you, man, because I think I hit this. I'm going to... Okay. That's a long way down. Okay, enough video and the fun stuff. Got this coal drift mine we came across. Water's just pouring out of this thing. Mr. Box went up there to check it out. It's pretty cool. It's cool. Go there and check it out. All right. Yeah. Pretty neat. It's pretty interesting. Just see the water coming out of this thing. Oh, it doesn't look like it. The water mines. Tell you what, I'll check out over here.